There are a lot of crazy legendary items and weapons in Borderlands 4, so many that it's easy to miss a majority of them. So in this video, I want to show you a bunch of legendary items, including weapons that you don't want to miss in Borderlands 4. But first, if you enjoy this video and want to see more Borderlands 4 videos just like this one, subscribe to this channel. Now first up on the list is one of the earliest legendary weapons that you will find in Borderlands 4. To get it, you will need to farm the Splash Zone boss. You can do this by using the Encore machine that will be right here on your map. Now Splash Zone is a very easy boss to farm, and with the right build you can kill him in seconds. But you can also easily defeat him by kiting him around the arena after he jumps into the fight. Splash Zone can drop 3 different unique legendary items, and they are all very good. But the one that we are after is the legendary Lead Balloon Shotgun. The Lead Balloon is a beast of a weapon, especially during the early game and if you're playing as Rafa. The Lead Balloon will shoot balloon missiles that will go up into the air, then detonate and release grenades that will fall onto your enemies and explode, dealing high amounts of damage. But if you switch to the Alt Fire mode, you will instead shoot sticky grenades that will stick to your target and explode when you reload. Both firing modes will do a lot of damage, but the sticky grenades allow for higher burst damage. And like I mentioned, this works really well on Rafa Bullet Buddy Deluxe builds, as you can stack up tons of sticky grenades onto a boss, then reload to kill a boss with just 1 magazine worth of ammo. The other legendaries that Splash Zone can drop are the Jelly Grenade, which can be thrown at enemies, and when it explodes it will spawn more explosives which will deal high amounts of damage, and the Firework Shield, which will spawn missiles that will seek out your enemies and damage them every time you get a kill. As you can see, all 3 of these legendaries are very strong, so farm all of them if you can, but at the very least get the Lead Balloon Shotgun. The next weapon on the list is a legendary weapon that won't really require any farming or luck. To get it, all you will need to do is go over to Mad Moxie's bar, which will be right here on your map. When you get here, approach the tip jar on the counter of the bar, then spam the button to give Moxie $1,000 tips. Do this until you hear a kissing sound. Then Moxie will come over to you and hand you the legendary Cold Shoulder Assault Rifle. The Cold Shoulder is a pretty good rifle. The legendary perk on it will make it do Cryo Area of Effect damage, which will slow and freeze enemies. It can do some good damage, so it's worth spending some money to get it. The next 2 weapons will come from the boss Horus, which you can find right here on your map. Horus can drop 3 different unique legendary items just like Splash Zone, but 2 of those possible legendaries are powerful legendary weapons. The first is Aegon's Dream, which is a legendary Vladof assault rifle. It will have a very high rate of fire and it will do incendiary damage, but if you use the Alt Fire mode, you will activate both barrels of the gun, which will make the weapon do incendiary and cryo damage, making it great for dealing with both flesh and armor health types. The next weapon that you can get from Horus is the legendary Lucky Clover pistol, which is another very good weapon. It will do great damage, but the legendary perk on it will make it release 2 homing rockets that will seek out your enemies and damage them every time you reload. Horus can also drop the legendary Pacemaker Rep Kit, which will make you passively gain health over time, increasing in rate when health is low. For the next weapon, you will need to collect the 3 Vault Key fragments in the Fade Fields area. The first will be right here on your map, and it will be on the dock behind the building. The second fragment will be found inside of this cave right here on your map. And the third will be in this underground bunker area right here. Once you have all 3 of those fragments, you can use them to unlock the Inceptus Vault. To find this vault, just go to this location on your map. Now this vault can be kind of tricky as the boss is kind of difficult, but the Inceptus boss will have a chance of dropping the Husky Friend legendary shotgun. By itself, the Husky Friend can do a lot of damage, especially if you have a build that focuses on shotguns, and it can have different parts on the weapon that will add more effects. Like the one that I got that let me throw the weapon when reloading, and if it hit an enemy it would explode, or I could reload to throw the weapon, then shoot it later to do even more damage. But the legendary perk on the Husky Friend will let you shoot out an automated turret that will chase down and shoot enemies. For the next legendary weapons, we will need to head over to the Prospects River drill site, which will be right here on your map. The first time that you go here, you will encounter the Sydney Pointy Legs boss, and after defeating her, you will unlock the Encore machine for this boss, allowing you to farm her. Sydney Pointy Legs can drop 2 strong and interesting legendary weapons. The first one is the legendary Disc Jockey Heavy Weapon. This one is pretty cool because of the legendary effect on it, which will make it fire out a disc that can skip off of the ground and bounce between enemies and surfaces, and every time that it bounces it will gain an extra 20% damage up to a maximum of 5 times, so it can end up doing a lot of damage. The next weapon that can drop from this boss is the legendary Noisy Cricket Pistol. This is a cool looking weapon, and the legendary perk on it will make it fire a kinetic blast that will damage enemies, but also knock you back after firing it. It will have a small magazine size and lower reload speed, but increased damage. The Noisy Cricket can do a lot of damage, especially if you're getting critical hits with it, so it's worth farming. The next legendaries that we'll go over in this video will come from the Oppressor boss that can be found right here on your map. Now, after completing the mission that will unlock the Encore machine for this boss, you will need to go back through the area to get back to the boss. But the process of doing this can be confusing to some people, so on screen now I will show you how to get back to the Oppressor boss. The Oppressor boss can drop 3 unique legendary items, but we only really want 2 of them. The first one is the legendary Streamer, which is a legendary heavy weapon that will fire stationary projectiles that will fire a beam forward. These beams will do high amounts of damage. And the second legendary weapon from this boss is the Asher's Rise legendary sniper rifle. The legendary perk on this weapon will make critical hits apply status effects instead of increased impact damage. This will mean that you'll do higher elemental damage and damage over time effects to targets that you get critical hits on. This weapon will work very well on elemental builds. And those are a ton of legendary items that you don't want to miss in Borderlands 4. But there are still so many legendary items out there to find and collect. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to this channel for more, and thank you for watching.